Need to announce the starting lineups between Hayes High and Topeka-Seaman as well. Plate meeting. A beautiful facility to have this tournament in. Hasn't always been and not always here at X Stadium, but is in 2021 and up in the press box, an easy place, easy advantage to broadcast from, and certainly thankful and to Wichita State for allowing Kansas State High School Activities Association events here at X Stadium. Again, 5-6A state track meet going on just down the way, and we will have updates for that as we go along. The 4x800 is going on right now that the Hayes High Indians girls were a part of. They went in with a seed time of 10:25, and looks like they are just getting ready to finish up the 4x800 on the girls' side, or we're close to anyway over there. Hayes High Indians being introduced again. Their starting lineup will go like this, and they will bat in the top of the first inning. Dawson Von Felt leading off. Dylan Dreiling batting second. Batting third, Garrett Wellbrock. Batting fourth, Dalton Dale. Batting fifth, Dom Bainter. Batting sixth is Remy Cox. Batting seventh, Carson Spray. Batting eighth, Dylan Swartz. And batting ninth will be Ben Cranowitter. The Topeka-Seaman lineup will go with leading off Micah Kobashevsky, McLean Finley batting second, Dagan Brewer batting third, batting fourth Colton Howerton, batting fifth Cole Askew, batting sixth is Bryson Votter, batting seventh Braden Colley, and batting eighth Andrew Kermer, batting ninth is Aiden Poulter. This is Hayes High getting introduced right now, and just like if you've ever been around the state basketball tournament, everybody gets introduced. Coaches, assistant coaches, all the players, starting lineups, everybody gets introduced in the first round. Hayes High comes in as a team this year batting .355. That is tied for sixth best in program history for a season. 39 doubles, 9 triples, 6 home runs. Hayes High has scored 170 runs on the year and hitting .388 with batters in scoring position. The team ERA for the Indian pitchers this year is at 2.63. That's tied for 10th lowest in program history. See what today does for that. For Topeka-Seaman, they come in batting .359 as a team, 201 hits in 22 games. Again, they have a few more games than what Hayes High does under their belts because of that doubleheader with Ulysses being canceled earlier this year. Topeka-Seaman has been on a roll. 219 runs scored this year. They have allowed just 49. Yeah, they've outscored their opponents by 170 runs this year. This is a very patient team at the plate. They have walked 106 times. They have only struck out 72 times, and in their entire lineup, their entire stats, they have just 2 players that have struck out more than 10 times on the year. They have 48 doubles, 9 triples, 9 home runs, 6 of those from Dagan Brewer, who bats in the number 3 spot. And they're not afraid to stand in and take a pitch. They've been hit by 35 pitches this year. A team ERA of 1.46. In 129 innings played, they have allowed just 80 hits as a team, 49 runs, 27 of those are earned. As a staff, they have struck out 187 and walked 63 while hitting 15 batters. This year, they have committed 25 errors. Hayes High this season, they have committed 41 errors on the year. May is high school championship time in Kansas, and what could be more exciting than watching soccer, softball, baseball, or track and field contest? Help create the excitement. Attend these Keisha State Championships. Baseball and softball championships held this week. call the Kansas State High School Activities Association at 785-273-5329 for more information. And the Kansas State High School Activities Association is a nonprofit organization supported by more than 700 member schools. KSHA and its member schools promote, develop, and direct interscholastic activities to contribute to a well-rounded and meaningful educational experience. The positive values of competition and good sportsmanship for both participants and spectators are continually encouraged. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Hayes High Sports Network. Okay, the last of the lineups being introduced between Hayes and Topeka-Seaman. We are moments away from first pitch, and we were told 2:20 for first pitch. It is 2:33. The teams are returning to their dugouts. Dylan Dreiling, the starter for Topeka-Seaman, Kevin Manell, will get his warm-up tosses in, and we should be ready for first pitch here from Tyler Field at X Stadium at Wichita State University. Are getting ready for first pitch. Dawson Von Felt will lead off. Dylan Dreiling batting second, and Garrett Wellbrock batting third to face off against K-State signee Kevin Manell. Manell with a 0.42 ERA this year, 33 innings pitched. That's most on the team by quite a bit. He has 13 more innings pitched than anybody else on the squad. In those 33 innings, he has allowed 18 hits, 13 runs. Only 2 of them are earned, though. He has struck out 46 in 33 innings, walked 18. He has hit 5 batters and has a 3-1 record overall this year. The losses for Topeka-Seaman, we mentioned 2 of them, one against Manhattan and one against Washburn Rural, which Hayes High has played each of those and went 3-1 against those teams. The third loss for Topeka-Seaman this season, who is the number 2 seed in the East, they actually had the same 19-3 record as the number 1 overall seed, Blue Valley Southwest, but average runs allowed gave Blue Valley Southwest the number 1 overall seed. The other loss for Topeka-Seaman this year was against Junction City, and that was an odd day for Topeka-Seaman. They won the first game of that doubleheader 12-1, but then lost 9-4 in the nightcap of that game. Kevin Manell taking his final warm-up pitches. And to lead off, Dawson Von Felt, and we are underway. State baseball at X Stadium in Wichita, Hayes High, and Topeka-Seaman. Up first will be Dawson Von Felt, batting .327 for Dustin Drayer's Indians, 16 for 49. Von Felt has scored 23 runs, driven in 12, has 4 extra base hits, all doubles, 20 walks and 15 strikeouts. He's also been hit by 5 pitches. Out of the stretch, Manell's first delivery is a called strike, 0-1. We set high here at X Stadium, a great view over the plate, just behind the right-handed batter's box from where we view things. The 0-1 delivery from Manell misses, 1-1. Von Felt has 20 walks on the season, and he is in a 3-way tie for 10th with 20 in a year. Pitch on the way, the 1-1 comes inside, 2-1. Von Felt is currently tied with Tim Shear from 1993 and Tanner Wilhoft in 2010. And he's on the coaching staff. The 2-1 from Manell to Dawson Von Felt is on the way. The hit, it is put on the ground to the shortstop. Poulter up with it. Strong throw is high, but reaching up and getting it is Braden Colley, and there's one away. To the plate, Dylan Dreiling, today's pitcher and Tennessee commit, hitting .413 on the year. 7 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs, one of those in the regional tournament. In the regional, he went 3 for 7, scored twice, drove in a run, which was his own on that home run, walked once, and stole 2 bases. From the left side of the box, his first one is on the ground and into center field, and the Indians have a runner aboard as Dylan Dreiling puts one on the ground into center field. For Dylan, hit number 32 on the year, and he's getting close to top 10 in a single season. That'll bring to the plate Garrett Wellbrock, today's shortstop for Hayes High, with 1 on and 1 out. Wellbrock, batting .404 this year, had an 8-game hitting streak earlier this year where he hit .640, 16 of 25. That was in the first 8 games of his career. First pitch, low and outside, 1-0. Wellbrock on the season, 24 runs, 21 RBI, and had a big regional tournament where he scored the winning run in the bottom of the 7th against Andover. The 0-1 way outside, and that'll allow Dreiling to go to second base. Ball got to the backstop, and a runner in scoring position for Wellbrock ahead in the count 2-0. Wellbrock scored the winning run against Andover on an errant throw home on a bases-loaded infield grounder, and then in the championship that Hayes High won 4-0 against Valley Center, he drove in 2 of the 4 runs. Went 1 for 5 in that regional tournament, and that was a big hit. Inside, 3-0. Wellbrock has walked 19 times on the year, so if he walks one more, he joins Dawson Von Felt with 20, and then in a 4-way tie for 10th in a single season with 20 walks. Dreiling away from second. No play on as Manel delivers home. The 3-0 inside, a 4-pitch walk to Wellbrock, his 20th walk of the year, and there's 2 on and 1 out for Dalton Dale. Dalton Dale had an 11-game hitting streak broken in the championship of the title game of the regional tournament held in Hayes. He only got 1 official at-bat that day. In the whole tournament, he went 0 for 4. He was intentionally walked. He was hit by a pitch, struck out a couple times. Needs 4 more hits. He has 29 on the year to tie 8 other players for 9th in a single season at 33, and that pitch outside, and Manel has missed on 5 straight pitches. Dale this year batting .492, just dropped under 500. He was trying to join a list of only 6 other players that ended a single season batting 500 or higher. Batting .492 now, and that pitch misses, 2-0. 6 straight misses from Manel. Dreiling at second, singled on the first pitch that he saw, and then went to second on a passed ball. Wellbrock walked on 4 pitches. Now 2-0 to Dale. On the way. That one is a called strike, 2-1. Just caught the outer edge. Dale from the right side. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the first, 5A state tournament from X Stadium, and Dale reaches out. He tries to get to the pitch and didn't. Swing and a miss, but the ball goes to the backstop. Topeka-Seaman claiming that it was tipped. The home plate umpire says no, it wasn't. Then it went off the glove of the catcher, and so the runners are now in second and third with 1 out, and Dale a 2-2 pitch count. Big opportunity for Dale, hitting .435 with runners in scoring position. Dreiling at third, Wellbrock from second. The 2-2 from Manel. Dale swings and misses. And there's 2 away. Dale was ahead in the counts at 2-0 the next 3 pitches, and he swung on one way outside. Goes down swinging. That'll bring up Dom Bainter, the first baseman. Again, 2 on and 1 out, or 2 on and 2 outs. Bainter this year batting .424 with runners in scoring position. He's from the left side of the plate, swings and misses over the top, 0-1. Bainter this year has driven in 17, a base hit here, and he will have 18 and possibly 19 and give Hayes High the lead. The 0-1 from Manel of Topeka-Seaman. Bainter, opposite way. The third baseman gloves it on the dive, throws high and throws it away. That's going to score 2 runs. On to second is Bainter, and Hayes High has a 2-0 lead. Just the 26th error of the year for Topeka-Seaman, but it scores 2 runs for the Hayes High Indians. Dreiling scores, Wellbrock scores, 2-0 Hayes High, top of 1. Early indication on the scoreboard is that they have given Hayes High 3 hits. That's not the case. And Bainter is at second with Remy Cox coming to the plates. Called strike, 0-1. Well, head coach Dustin Dreyer wants his team to put the ball in play because good things can happen. That's exactly what ended up there. Runner at second. The pitch on the way to Remy Cox. Foul tip, 0-2. Remy on the year, batting .283. Has driven in 15. In the regional, went 2 for 5, drove in 2, walked twice, struck out once. He's batting .407 with runners in scoring position. Has a runner at second now. The 0-2 delivery, opposite way, foul, and we remain 0-2. Von Felt grounded out. Dreiling singled, moved to second on a passed ball. Dale Wellbrock walked. Both moved up on a passed ball, and then scored on the error. The 0-2 to Cox. Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. But Hayes High gets a pair of runs in the top of the first. Hayes High 1, Topeka-Seaman coming to the plate on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Midwest Energy, Gibbs Auto Supply, Steel Fabrications, and Heartland Building Center. 2-0 Hayes High to the bottom of the first, where Micah Kobashevsky, McLean Finley, and Dagan Brewer are coming to the plate, and they will face off today against Dylan Dreiling. 8-0 on the year. With that 8 wins, he is currently tied for third with Steve Fabricius in the 1989 season for 8 wins in a year. Number 1 in program history is 9 wins. Jay Kerner in 1982, Jason Getz in 1991. 8-0 on the year for Dylan Dreiling. This is his 10th appearance and 8th start. He has a .44 ERA. That ERA would be a new school record should it hold or get better. Hayden Hutchison has the current overall ERA single season record at 0.57. 5 players overall have ended a season with an ERA under 1 inning, and you have to have 20 pitches on a season for that. Dylan has got a consecutive scoreless streak going at 32 innings this year. Dylan has thrown 47 2/3. The last time he allowed a run was against Dodge City. He allowed 1 run. It was earned. He's allowed 4 runs all year. 3 of them earned. That last time he allowed a run was on April the 19th. Today is May 27th. The lefty's first delivery misses 1-0. We have a radar gun here. Well, the stadium does, and that pitch at 86 from Dreiling, and then missing 2-0. Both close pitches as Kobashevsky showed bunts. Hayes High leading 2-0. Kobashevsky, the leadoff hitter, batting .281, 18 for 64, and takes outside 3-0. Dreiling walks to the back of the mound. Kobyszewski has walked 13 times. We mentioned this team has walked 178 times, 3-0 called strike, versus 72 strikeouts. Kobyszewski, 24 runs scored. One of 5 players to score 20 or more runs this year. 3-1 called strike on the inner half, 3-2. As a team, Topeka-Seaman batting .359. Dreiling works back from being down 3-0, works it full to 3-2. The lefty junior's delivery on the way, called strike 3, and Kobyszewski down on strikes, 86 on the scoreboard, and Kobyszewski is out number 1. That'll bring up McLean Finley, the second baseman. Finley this year batting .367. 26 hits and 71 at-bats, takes a strike, 0-1. Finley, with 29 runs scored, leads the team. He's also driven in 15. Pitch on the way, that's inside, 1-1. He has walked 11 times, struck out 7, has 4 extra base hits, including 3 doubles. Swing and a miss by Finley, 1-2. As a team, the Vikings have 48 doubles, 9 triples, 9 home runs. 6 of those by the next guy up. Off-speed pitch, goes over the head of Dreiling. Wellbrock from short charges, gloves, throws in time, and there's 2 away. Dreiling went off speed. Finley was out in front of it. It chopped short of the mound and up over Dreiling's head off of the turf here. Wellbrock was charging hard and was able to make the throw. That'll bring up Dagan Brewer, the third baseman, and he is a dangerous batter. .365, 19 hits. Out of his 19 hits, 15 of them are for extra bases. 8 doubles leads the team, a triple, and 6 home runs. First pitch a strike, 0-1. Brewer from the right side with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Hayes High 1-1, Hayes High leading 2-0. That pitch fouled away, 0-2. And on that swing, you can see why Brewer has the numbers that he has for power. He did not get cheated on that swing one bit. The 0-2 from Dreiling with 2 outs, puts it into right center field. This will be a hit and a chance for extra bases for Brewer. Cut off in center field by Cranaway. There will be a throw to second, not in time, and Brewer has his 9th double of the year. That is 16 extra base hits in 20 total hits on the year for Dagan Brewer. That was on an 0-2 pitch, and Brewer went the opposite way. That'll bring up Colden Howerton, a left-handed hitting right fielder. Howerton batting .415, 27 of 65 this year. He has driven in 24 runs, second best on the team, and he has a runner in scoring position right now, and he pops one up left field, and that's going to land for a hit in front of Jackson Fields, and it's 2-1. Now the throw to second, and Howerton has to scamper back to first base, but with 2 outs, Topeka-Seaman has done something that nobody has done against Dylan Dreiling since mid-April, and that is put a run on the board. It's 2-1. Topeka-Seaman cuts the Indians' lead in half. For Howerton, that is RBI number 25 on the year, and it ties for the team lead. That brings up Askew, the team leader in hitting percentage and hits. His batting average, .519. Fouls the first one off, 0-1. From the stretch, Dreiling with a runner at first. Howerton with the RBI single. Hayes High up 2-1, bottom of the first, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Askew takes outside, 1-1. Brewer was down in the count, 0-2. And then went opposite field for a double, driven in on the very next pitch. This one to Askew, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Dreiling trying to get out of the first inning, and Hayes High still holding on to the lead. Dreiling looks in for the sign from Remington Cox. Wants another one. Now agrees to it. The 1-2 on the way. Off speed outside. 2-2. Dreiling had a chance to get out of this inning, having faced only 3 batters until Brewer got that double and Howerton singled. is it extended his inning by, so far, an additional 5 pitches. Dreiling with the 2-2, chopped right back to him. He'll field, throw left-handed to first base, and the inning is over. But Topeka-Seaman gets one of the 2 runs back after one complete. Hayes High 2. Topeka-Seaman Vikings 1. Hayes High coming to the plate in the top of the second on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Or 5 matchup. Topeka-Seaman, the 4 seed. Hayes High, the 5 seed. Pitch on the way to open up the inning to Carson Spray inside 1-0. Hayes High, and probably ends up with the 5 seed anyway, but could have had a better record potentially with 2 games against Ulysses. Pitch to Spray, fouled off 1-1, but with 2 potential wins not on the board, Hayes High 17-3, had no chance to compete for the tie or for a higher seed with the teams that came in at 19-3. Carson batting .260 this year, 13 for 50, chops one off the plate. A high second hop for the second baseman Finley, throws in time, and there's one away in the second. Hayes High up 2-1, and to the plates, Dalen Swartz, the designated hitter. Dalen batting .295, went 1 for 5 in the regional, has 13 hits on the year, scored 14 times, driven in 10, couple of doubles and a home run. No wind at X Stadium. Clouds starting to move in. Foul tip back to the screen by Swartz, 0-1. Dalen earlier this year started with 3 hits over 5 games, but then went on for a 3 for 17 stretch at the plate. Pitch on the way inside. That was also the time that he was coming off that ankle injury from basketball. Had a 5-game hitting streak during the year after that he went 6 for 13 during, hitting .461. The 1-1 from Monell is way outside at 88 miles an hour, and it's 2-1. 10 of Dalen's hits this year have come in 8 of the 18 games he has played. He's 10 for 20 in those 8 games. In the other 10 games, 3 for 24 as he takes a strike, 2-2. 1 out, top of the second. Hayes leading 2-1. An error in the first. Scored 2 for Hayes High, Dreiling and Wellbrock. A double and a single in the bottom of the first. Cut the lead in half for Topeka-Seaman. Now a swing and a miss. The ball goes to the backstop, and Swartz will be safe at first. And so Swartz strikes out, but he beats the throw to first base. That is the 3rd strikeout for Monell. That brings up the 9-hitter, Ben Cranowitter. Cranowitter, the center fielder this year, and then right fielder when Dreiling is not pitching, is batting .311, 14 for 45. He went 2 for 6 in the regional. Fouled one into the screen, 0-1. Cranowitter had a pair of hits in the championship game that really helped turn around that championship game because it allowed, the semifinal game, because it brought the top of the order up, and he was at the plate. Fouls another one away, 0-2. Cranowitter with 19 runs scored this year, 15 walks, and 14 strikeouts. He's been hit by 6 pitches this year, down in the count 0-2. From the back of the batter's box on the right side, slightly open stance. Manel for Topeka-Seaman to deliver the 0-2 with a runner at first, and that one is hit towards left field. Askew started back, now running in, and that'll land for a hit, and then it almost bounces over Askew's head. That was a good job by Swartz at second to round and hold. It took a high hop off of the turf. Looked like it was going to go over Askew's head, but then he jumped and got it. Swartz did not get himself in trouble. The Indians have a second hit of the ball game, and the top of the order, Dawson Von Felt, who grounded out to start the game. 2-1 Hayes High, top of the second. 2 on and 1 out. Von Felt doesn't get a lot of opportunities to hit with runners in scoring position. When he does, he's batting .389. Pitch low, it's 1-0. Swartz away from second, struck out, but reached on a passed ball. Here at X Stadium, the Wichita State allows the teams to do is to warm up on their infield or on their indoor facility. You get the full experience when you come. Runner from third. The pitch to Dreiling on the 3-2 is high, and Dreiling walks. 2 walks in the inning and 3 in the ball game for Manel. Runners at the corners for Garrett Wellbrock. Wellbrock on the year with runners in scoring position, batting .484. Reached on a 4-pitch walk in the first. It was his 20th walk of the year. And the junior joins now Dawson Von Felt and 2 others for 20 walks in a season, number 10 in a single season all time. Tim Shearer in 93, Tanner Wilhoft in 2010. The pitch bounces in. And Manel will take a little extra time between these 2 pitches. Von Felt at third, Dreiling at first. Hayes High scoring 2 on a passed ball and then an errant throw home. Swartz and Cranowitter scored. Now a fake throw to third, throw to first, and nobody fooled. The inning started with a ground out by Spray. Then Swartz struck out, but the ball went to the deep backstops here at X Stadium. And Swartz beat out the throw to first. The 1-0 to Wellbrock. That one is high, 2-0. Topeka-Seaman now with a player up in the bullpen and starting to play catch, but far from being ready to throw unless they bring somebody in from the field. Runners at the corners for Wellbrock. Manel delivers the 2-0. That one is a called strike, 2-1. That is the first strike that Wellbrock has seen on pitch number 7 of his 2 at-bats. 4-1 Hayes High, top of the second. 2 in the first, 2 now in the second with 1 out. Pitch on the way to Wellbrock. Chops it first base side. Foul, 2-2. Garrett this year has had a 4-hit game against Garden City, a 3-hit game against Garden City, and 6 multi-hit games overall. And when he drives runs in, he's had 21 runs driven in. They are big in the games that he does so. Runners at the corners. The 2-2 from Manel, throw to first. And back in is Dreiling. Against Valley Center, the regional championship, drove in 2 of the 4 runs in that championship game. And earlier in the year, drove in 2 of the 3 against Great Bend in a 3-0 victory. And now he puts one in left field, and that'll score a run. An RBI single for Wellbrock, and the Indians lead 5-1 in the top of the second. Well, Garrett didn't try to do anything special with the pitch. It came over the plate. He just turned and put it in play, and it looks like we're going to get a pitching change in the top of the second inning. Long stroll out, and the day is done for Kevin Manel. 5-1, top of the second inning. We pause as the Hayes High Indians see a pitching change, brought to you by USD 489, growing together on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. is going to be Brady Stewie. And he needed very little time and pitches to get warmed up to face Dalton Dale with runners at first and second. Hayes High leading 5-1. First pitch on the way, fouled back, and we pause 10 seconds for station identification. Out of the stretch is Stewie with 2 on and 1 out. Pitch on the way. That one low, 1-1. Brady Stewie to pitch now is 0.41 ERA. 17 innings pitched. He's allowed 7 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 25 strikeouts and 11 walks. The pitch to Dale. Swing and a miss. A pitch up, 1-2. Stewie has hit 2. He has a 3-0 record and has a save to his credit as well. Dreiling at second, Wellbrock at first, in what is a 3-run inning so far for Hayes High. Dreiling back to second base as the shortstop Aiden Poulter ran in. 5 runs charged to Kevin Manell, but there are 2 on the base paths belonging to him. Dale swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. 4th time Hayes High has struck out. First one for Brady Stewie. And 2 on and 2 out for Dom Bainter, the 8th hitter of this inning. Dale is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Swing and a miss by Bainter, 0-1. That was at 90 miles an hour from the right-hander. Dalton Dale had struck out 7 times all year, 2 here now in the state tournament. Indians trying to score more, top of the second. Taken strike by Bainter, 0-2. Bainter reached on an error in the first. It scored 2 runs. Scored both Dreiling and Wellbrock to give Hayes High a 2-0 lead. They now lead 5-1, top of the second. The 0-2 on the way, high. The catcher, Andrew Kermer, jumps up out of his crouch to keep it from the backstop, and the runners at first and second. Remy Cox waits on deck. He's the only player not to get to the plate so far this inning. The 1-2 on the way, inside, 2-2. And that one at 90 miles an hour. Spray grounded out. Swartz struck out, but he beat the throw to first on a pass ball. Kranowiter singled. Von Feltz walked, and then with the bases loaded, a passed ball that resulted in 2 runs, and this a sky-high ball to left field off the bat of Bainter. And running it down is the left fielder Askew. The inning is over, but Hayes High scores 3 in the top of the second. They lead 5-1 through an inning and a half on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Hayes High Indians leading 5-1 to the bottom of the second. It's been a while since Dylan Dreiling has been on the mound. The prior inning, he threw 19 pitches. That was the bottom of the first. Gave up 2 hits, a double and a single, in the first run that he has allowed since the middle of April. He will face Bryson Vaughter, Brandon Colley, and Andrew Kermer. Vaughter is the designated hitter for the Topeka-Seaman Vikings, and so he hasn't been in the field or at the plate. It's been a while since he would have been warming up at all. Pitch delivered, strike to Vaughter, 0-1. Vaughter, an 409 hitter, 18 for 44 this year. 12 runs scored, 21 driven in, off speed at 67, stays high, 1-1. Vaughter this season has 6 walks, 5 strikeouts. Foul tip caught by Remy Cox, 1-2. Out of the 18 hits that Vaughter has, 8 are doubles. The 1-2 outside and low, 2-2. As a team this year, Topeka-Seaman is batting .359. They have 201 hits on the year. Of those, 66 are the extra base variety. One of their 2 hits today, extra bases, and now Dreiling has gone 3-2 against Vaughter. Hayes High up 5-1. The 3-2 on the way from Dreiling. That's a called strike 3, and a second batter down looking by Topeka-Seaman. Both of the strikeouts in this game by Dreiling. He has caught a hitter looking. That brings to the plate Braden Colley, the first baseman. Colley, a .304 hitter, 14 for 46. He has scored 16 runs and driven in 9. Bats with nobody on and 1 out in the bottom of the second. Swing and miss, 0-1. Colley, who's today's first baseman, of his 14 hits, 4 are doubles, 0-1. Dreiling working quickly, popped up, foul territory, first base side. Indians have room on the run, and catching it, Dom Bainter near the Indian dugout. The dugout communicating to him that he had plenty of room. You could hear somebody from the dugout yell, "room," and he ran it down with time to spare. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Andrew Kermer, the catcher. Dreiling steps off the pitching rubber for a moment, gathers himself, delivers the first pitch to Kermer, popped up, right side. This is a long run. Running in from a right field is Dale, and on one pitch, Kermer is retired. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the second. 2 complete. Hayes High on top of Topeka-Seaman, 5-1 on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. The only player not to bat in the second inning is Remy Cox. He leads off the third. Foul tip, 0-1. Remy is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout to end the first. And Hayes High facing Brady Stewie in relief of the starter Manel. Pitch away, 1-1. And Stewie throws hard. He has hit 90 several times on the gun. The delivery misses, 2-1. Remington from the back of the batter's box swings and misses, 2-2. Remington with a 4-hit game earlier this year, drove in 6 runs against Garden City in the same game, has 4 multi-hit games. Watches a pitch come in low, and it's 3-2. Cox on the season was 2 for 16 in the 6 games before the regional tournament, 13 for 39 rest of the year, so it's there. And he watches it go outside, and it's a 3-2 walk for Remington Cox. And that brings up Carson Spray. We will get a courtesy runner at first base. That will be Noah Weimer. That would be the reason that Remington Cox has scored 3 runs this year, and Weimer has scored 15. And at the plate, Carson Spray. Spray was down on 3 pitches in the first, barely had time to tell you. He's a .260 hitter this year, went 1 for 5 in the regional, and takes a strike, 0-1. Spray 13 for 50 coming into the state tournament, 2 multi-hit games. He has a home run this year in the second of 4 games against Garden City. Pitch on the way, Spray takes a strike, 0-2, and that got a little groan from the Hayes High faithful. Spray had 5 hits in his first 5 games, but 4 of those came in that second game of the Garden City doubleheader that Hayes High lost 23-22. 0-2, and Spray hits it hard to left field. This is going deep, and Askew runs it down on the warning track. It's 330 to the left field foul pole, and Askew ran it down in front of the Bishop Carroll team who's sitting in the outfield bleachers. Spray nearly got one over Askew, the left fielder. Instead, it's a long, loud out, the first of the third. Boy, any wind at all in that direction. And Spray has his second home run on the year. That'll bring up Dalen Swartz, who swings and misses, 0-1. And if Topeka-Seaman wants to point at anybody that messed up the second inning for them, this would be the guy. It was a 2-2 count. Dalen Swartz swung and missed. Throw to first, not in time, as diving back in is Noah Weimer. And Swartz swung and missed on the 2-2. The ball went to the backstop. Swartz beat it out, and it just started unraveling from there with 1 out for Topeka-Seaman. Delivery high to Swartz from Stewie, 1-1. And then with the 6'6" designated hitter at third base, a passed ball that was rolling up the first base line. Swartz beat it home, and errant throw scored a second run. Swartz fouls one over the third base dugout. It's 1-2. So Dalen made 2 fine plays on the base paths to really start the trouble in the second inning. For Topeka-Seaman, Hayes would score 3 in the inning total and lead here in the top of the third, 5-1. The 1-2 on the way. Swartz swings and misses at a high fastball, and there's 2 outs. Second strikeouts for Stewie. 5th strikeout of the Hayes High Indians. 1 on, 1 out for Ben Cranowiter. Cranowiter singled in the second. He's 1 for 1. Scored a run on that same wild play we were just talking about, where the ball rolled up the first base line. The pitcher, Monell, was covering, and the catcher, his throw home was errant, and Cranowiter just never stopped running from second. Coach Dustin Trayer just kept waving him home, and he was able to score because home plate was uncovered. Called strike to Cranowiter, 0-1. Hayes High leads 5-1, top of the third, 5A state quarterfinals from Tyler Field at X Stadium, Wichita State University. Weimer running on the pitch, fouled away, 0-2, and Noah got a great jump. Has 2 stolen bases on the year. But he got a great jump on that delivery from Brady Stewie. Still 0-2 to Ben Cranowiter. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. For Cranowiter, that was his 20th run scored this year. Pitch high, 0-2. In his career, Cranowiter scored 21. He's used it as a courtesy runner in 2019 a few times, appeared in 5 games, scoring 1 run. Pitch on the way to Cranowiter, fouled back, still 1-2. And Ben is one of those guys, Ben Cranowiter is one of those guys as a senior that you wonder what his level of production could have been this year had 2019 or 2020 happened, had there been a season. He just would have been one of those seasoned vets this year. Weimer leads away from first. Throw back again. Weimer for a third time dives in safely. Winner of this game plays the winner of plays Andover Central. The number 1 seed is 22-1 after beating St. James Academy 6-0. The pitch to Cranowitter misses the strike zone, 2-2. Remington Cox walked. That's when Noah Weimer replaced him as a courtesy runner. Spray flew out to deep left field on the warning track, and then Swartz struck out. 2 outs, 1 on. Top of the third, pitch to Cranowitter, misses, and from 0-2 to 3-2. Cranowitter's walked 15 times this year, so it's not like he is unable to diagnose the pitch. Big pitch from Stewie on the way, 3-2, and he check swings and fouls it away. We'll do 3-2 once again. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat between Hayes High's Ben Cranowitter at the plate and Brady Stewie, who's in relief of the starter, Kevin Manell, who goes an inning and a third, giving up 5 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors behind him. 3-2, swing and a foul tip back into the screen again. Of the 8 pitches that Cranowitter has seen, he has fouled 4 of them away, 1 of them on a check swing. The pitch on the way, called strike 3. Cranowitter thought he had walked. The umpire punches him out, and the inning is over. Hayes High, for the first time today, does not score in an inning. After 2.5, Hayes High 5, Topeka-Seaman 1 on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Being brought to you by Roof Masters, Insurance Planning, Jeter Law Firm, and Herman Physical Therapy. The 100-meter dash over at Sesma Stadium done, and Jaron Kanik finishes second with a time of 10.57 seconds. First place was 10.51. What a race. First pitch to Aiden Poulter, the 9-hitter, and the only player not to have batted so far against Dylan Dreiling, is a swing and a miss in the bottom of the third, 0-1. His second delivery is 0-2. As Dreiling has now thrown 30 pitches as he works here in the bottom of the third. Hayes High leading 5-1 over Topeka-Seaman, 5A state quarterfinals. Foul tip, still 0-2. Kanik will still have the 200 and 4x1 and long jump. It is a long day at the state track meet that started 4 hours late. The 0-2 from Dreiling, off speed, hit third base side, and a low line drive caught by Carson Spray on a backhand, and there's 1 away in the third. Into the top of the order for the first time, Micah Kobashevsky struck out looking in the bottom of the first. He is from the left side, and again, this is the second time through the order. Hayes High has been through the order twice already. First pitch called strike against Kobashevsky, 0-1. Dylan likes to work quickly, already back with the sign. The lefty delivering the 0-1. Check swing, looked like he went. It's an appeal to third, and the third base umpire says he went around, 0-2. Well, tell you the truth, we are a long ways away from the home plate, and that was a swing. The 0-2. On the way, and Kobashevsky swings and misses. Ball gets away, Cox up with it, taps his glove, throws to first, and records the out. Third strikeout of the game for Dreiling. That'll bring up with 2 outs in the third, McLean Finley. Finley grounded out in the first. Finley from the right side. First pitch called strike from Dreiling. 0-1. That one at 84. Finley takes a long walk out of the batter's box. The Topeka-Seaman second baseman looks back at the umpire, now readies himself in the right side. The 0-1 from Dreiling. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Finley, a .367 hitter, leads this team in runs scored at 29. One of 5 players to score 20 or more runs this year for Topeka-Seaman. The 0-2 from Dreiling. That one low. 1-2. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Hayes High leading. Indians the 5 seed, the Vikings the 4 seed. Hayes High up 5-1. The 1-2 hit towards second base. Von Felt off one hop, throws to first, inning over. 3 up, 3 down in the third. Hayes High leads after 3 complete, 5-1 at the state quarterfinals in Wichita on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Messing around both on the field. First delivery of the fourth. Von Felt bunts a ball in the air and running hard is the catcher, Andrew Kermer, but can't catch up with it. Von Felt trying to bunt his way on, but it's a foul ball. This will be the top of the order's first look at Brady Stewie, who struck out 3 of the 5 outs he has recorded so far in relief of Kevin Monell, and he has only allowed a single base runner, a walk to Remington Cox, and that is it. Von Felt, Dreiling, and Wellbrock to lead off the fourth. Hayes High up 5-1 against Topeka-Seaman. The 0-1 is a called strike. 0-2 to Von Felt, who's 0 for 1 today. A ground out in the first, walked and scored in the second. The 0-2 from Stewie. Swing and a miss, and Stewie is on a roll right now. He has struck out the last 3 batters that he has faced. Struck out Swartz, Kranawitter, and now Von Felt. That brings to the plates Dylan Dreiling. Dreiling's 1 for 1. A single in the first, scored a run. Walked in the second, left stranded. Takes a strike from Stewie at 89, 0-1. So the starter, Monell, goes an inning and a third. 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. And Stewie coming in is able to get 5 of the first 6 batters that he faces, and now Dreiling singles to right field, his second hit of the day. And now Dreiling, with 33 hits on the year, joins 8 other players for 9th in a single season at 33 hits, including current head coach Dustin Dreyer, Fort Hays State University head coach Jared Goodale, and some guy named Hayden Hutchison, who had a pretty good career at Hayes High. We're going to get a courtesy runner for Dreiling at first. And at the plate will be Garrett Wellbrock. Wellbrock, 1 for 1 today, walked and scored in the first, an RBI single in the second. Pitch high to Connor Dreiling, the courtesy runner at first base. Trying to give Dreiling some rest with a 5-1 lead for when he's on the mound. The delivery to Wellbrock, called strike on the inner half. 1-1. Excuse me. Yeah, 1-1. Wellbrock, the RBI single in the second, gave Hayes High a 5-1 lead. Connor Dreiling sliding back in, head first on a pickoff move to first. By my notes, this is the first game Connor Dreiling has been in this year, and the pitch hits Wellbrock in the back. That one at 84 plunks Wellbrock, and that is the fourth time that he's been hit by a pitch, and Wellbrock's been on base in all three of his plate appearances. So 2 on, 1 out for Dalton Dale. Dale 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. And now the home plate umpire taking a little time in between pitches. I think he was marking down the courtesy runner that maybe he hadn't gotten to yet. Dalton Dale from the right side looking for his first hit of this state tournament, trying to get on for the first time, takes outside 1-0. He was the first one to face Stewie in the second when he came in relief. And he struck out. The pitch to Dale. Turns on that one, nearly hits Coach Dustin Dreyer in the third base coach's box. Foul ball, 1-1. Dale hitting .435 with runners in scoring position, which is under his season average of .495, and he just dropped under 500 in the regional tournament when he went 0 for 4. Indian Baseball brought to you by Bank of Hayes, Heartland Building, and Phase 2. Stewie from the stretch. Brady Stewie pitching in relief. Top of the fourth. Hayes High up 5-1. Look back to second, and time called. Rest of the tournament today that started an hour late in Wichita. Bishop Carroll, 21-1. They're the 2 seed. They play Mays South, the 7 seed, who's 16-6. And the nightcap is Blue Valley Southwest at 19-3, and DeSoto 17-5, the 3-6 matchup. Pitch on the way. Dale sky high into the clouds. The third baseman Brewer in foul territory underneath of it, and Dale is retired for a third time. Indians stranded a pair of runners in the second, at first and second. A runner at first in the third, and now 2 outs for Dom Bainter. Indians would like to add some runs, leading 5-1. Of course, isn't that always the case? You want to add runs, but give as much support to your starting pitcher as possible. Stewie will look back at second. Connor Dreiling, the courtesy runner, tagging one foul as Bainter out of play. 0-1. Bainter flew out to left field against Stewie back in the second. Bainter is 0 for 2, but reached on an error in the first. He put it in play. The third baseman airmailed it, and it scored 2 runs. That's why you put it in play. Good things can happen for your team. Strike out, nothing good happens. Well, except when Swartz struck out and he made it to first. Now a fake move to second, and nobody bites. The pitch put on the ground, right side. Diving is the first baseman, Colley. It's a race to first base that is beat out by Dom Bainter, and the bases are loaded on an infield single. The first baseman, Colley, went into a feet-first slide, and I don't know if Stewie got off the mound late or it was just the speed of Bainter. Let's give Dom all the credit that he beat it out at first base, which he did. Indians' 5th hit of the game. And the bases are loaded for Remy Cox, who has walked and struck out in today's game. He walked against Stewie on a 3-2 pitch count to open the third, takes a strike, 0-1. Big opportunity for the Indians with 2 outs in the top of the fourth, leading 5-1. Bases loaded. Remington Cox at the plate, the Indian catcher, foul tip back to the screen, 0-2. Connor Dreiling at third, running in relief of Dreiling. Garrett Wellbrock at second. He was hit by a pitch. And then Bainter at first, an infield single. Stewie to Bainter, the 0-2 with the bases loaded. The pitch, swing and a miss, and the inning is over. Hayes High leaves them loaded. They do not score in the fourth. After 3.5, Hayes High leads Topeka-Seaman 5-1 on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. But today is the first wheelchair races at the state meets. They just completed the 100 wheelchair race. This was an event that was supposed to take place a year ago, but COVID canceled that. Great moment for Kansas State High School Activities Association. Dreiling to Brewer, fouls it away, 0-1. Brewer doubled in the first, and then was singled home by Howerton, all with 2 outs. Brewer doubled on an 0-2 pitch count, and now he hits one to right field underneath the glove of a diving Dom Bainter. 2 of the 3 hits for the Topeka-Seaman Vikings off of Dagan Brewer's bats. That'll bring up Colden Howerton, an RBI single in the first, scoring the only run thus far for the Topeka-Seaman Vikings. Clouds settling in here at X Stadium, making it a tad dark at the stadium. Pitch low to Howerton. 1-0. Howerton singled to left field on the only pitch that he saw in the first. Brewer and Howerton, the only hits in the game for Topeka-Seaman, called strike from Dreiling to Howerton. 1-1. Didn't even get a chance to tell you that Howerton is a .415 hitter, now with 28 hits on the year and 25 runs driven in. He's tied for the team lead. He pops one up right center field, high into the clouds. I don't think Hayes High can find it, and the center fielder, Cranowitter, eventually runs it down. Dalton Dale lost it in the clouds, and they're light gray and in spots white clouds. I lost it when it went up into the sky. Dale stuck his hands out, said he didn't have it, and Cranowitter had actually overrun the ball, had to go back to his right and towards center field. He makes the catch, and there's one away, and that's a big out of Howerton. An adventurous out at that. That brings up Cole Askew, the team leader in batting average, takes inside 0-1. Askew grounded out to the pitcher, Dylan Dreiling, to end the first. A .519 batting average for Cole Askew, a senior. Pitch on the way. Askew fouls it away. 0-2. That one up on top of the press box here. 1 out in the fourth. Runner on, Brewer, who singled to right field. Bainter dove, but line drive went underneath his glove. Askew wanted to swing, held back. It's 1-2 as the pitch out of the zone. 3 hits on the board for Topeka-Seaman, but 2 errors, and they led to Hayes High runs. Pitch on the way. That one in the dirt, gets by Remington Cox, and Brewer will move to seconds. Remington pats his chest protector with the ball and says, "My fault." And it's 2-2 to Cole Askew. Askew started a stretch where Dylan Dreiling retired 7 consecutive batters before the single by Brewer. And a fly ball by Howerton to center field. 2-2 from Dreiling with a runner at second. Askew hits it to left field on the ground. Up with it is Fields. It'll be a chance to score. No, holding at third is the runner. Runners at the corners for Topeka-Seaman with 1 out in the fourth. Askew now 1 for 2 in the game and brings to the plate Bryson Vaughter, who struck out looking on a 3-2 pitch count. Hayes High up 5-1, but the feelings of tension starting to mount here a little bit at X Stadium. Trialing it, 49 pitches in the bottom of the fourth with 1 out. From the left side, Vaughter, pitch on the way. Late swing, fouls it away, 0-1. That pitch at 86 miles an hour. Brewer at third. He has scored Topeka-Seaman's only run. He's 2 for 2. Askew just picked up his first hit of the game. He's at first. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Dreiling, a move to first. Diving in safely is Askew. Dreiling once again turns his attention for the Hayes High Indians to the batter. Pitch on the way, called strike, 0-2 to Bryson Vaughter. This is a big at-bat for both teams. Runners at the corners and 1 out. Brewer leads away from third, a marginal lead. Again, a move to first, not in time on the throw. Bryson Vaughter is the designated hitter for Topeka-Seaman. On the year, he has driven in 21. Again, one of 5 players to drive in 20 or more runs. Pitch on the way. Called strike 3 on the inner corner. And there's 2 away in the 4th. Vaughter down looking for a second time. That is the 4th strikeout by Dreiling. Thought I saw, people starting to scramble for jackets. Some raindrops starting to fall here at X Stadium. Batting right-handed Brandon Colley, the first baseman, fouled out on 2 pitches in the 4th. First pitch misses 1-0. And fans start to scramble for some covers. Popped up on the infield, right side. Bainter has a beat on it. The first baseman drifts underneath of it, and the inning is over. Runners at the corners with 1 out. The rain starts to fall after 4 complete. Hayes High 5, Topeka-Seaman 1 on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. As we are dry and play continues in the top of the 5th inning. Hayes leading 5-1, and at the plates against Brady Stewie, Carson Spray takes ball 1. Second pitch delivery outside, 2-0. Now this is, for what it's worth, an official game. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Spray is 0 for 2, a ground out, and a deep fly ball out to left field that Cole Askew ran down on the warning track. And again, pops one up. This one to center field. Playable for Kobashevsky. And there's 1 away in the top of the 5th. Spray 0 for 3. They're making some announcements as to the slickness, but there is some covered seating in what you would consider the gold seats here. Sure, those cost a pretty penny during the season. Many of the Hayes High fans have made their way to. Dalen Swartz takes outside, 1-0. Swartz officially has struck out twice, but he's scored a run. A passed ball on his first strikeout. He beat out to first and later scored on a passed ball. The 1-1 to Swartz, fouled straight back, 1-2. 1 out, top of the 5th. Rain falls here at X Stadium, but we play on in the state quarterfinals. I would imagine the state track meet continues on as well, except for some of the field events. Boy, that started 4 hours late anyway. The 1-2 to Swartz, swing and a miss. Swartz down on strikes for a 3rd time. Hayes High has struck out 9 times today, 6 of those by the current pitcher, Brady Stewie. Checking out the radar right now, there's a line of rain moving through, obviously, but it's not a deep line as it really starts to fall now. Strike to Ben Cranowiter, 0-1. Top of the 5th, Hayes High leading 5-1. Pitch to Cranowiter, inside, 1-1. by radar, the heaviest of the rain is on us right now. You can play in the rain. It's that other part of it that comes with the thunderstorm that becomes the issue. The 1-1 to Cranawitter. Outside, 2-1. Cranawitter 1 for 2 today. A single and a run scored in the second off of Kevin Manel. He struck out looking against Stewie. Now takes high, 3-1. Stewie has struck out 6 and walked 1. He has hit a batter as well. The 3-1 to Cranawitter. Hits that one to left center field, and that'll land in for a 2-out hit in the top of the 6th. And Cranawitter, a multi-hit game today. This one coming in the state tournament. And for Cranawitter, that is multi-hit game number 3 of the season as the rain really starts to come down now at X Stadium. The umpire heads over to the Topeka-Seaman dugout. They are the designated home team as the 4 seed, and he's switching out some baseballs. They'll try to keep as many dry ones in as possible. And it is dumping now at X Stadium. Thank goodness for turf, anybody listening. Turf is this baseball tournament's friend right now. And that'll be the call right now. We are going to go to rain delay. There will be 1 on and 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Hayes High leading 5-1. We are in rain delay here at X Stadium. The umpires waving everybody else. Again, this is a rain delay. There has not been a lightning delay, so as soon as the rain lets up, we could resume play. Lightning, of course, requires a 30 minutes time period where you can't be out there 30 minutes after the strike. So right now, this is a rain delay that we are in the top of the 5th. Hayes High leading 5-1 against the Topeka-Seaman Vikings. And from just at the point that this rain delay started, at 3:50, we will keep track of that because Dylan Dreiling is the Indian pitcher. Brady Stewie is the pitcher for the Topeka-Seaman Vikings. Dreiling has thrown 54 pitches, and he will need to remain loose through this rain delay with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. So we send it back to the KFIX studio. We'll resume action when the umpires allow here at X Stadium at the 5A State Baseball Tournament in Wichita on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. I got to watch. Minute rain delay here at X Stadium. A little bit of rain still falling, but they were ready to resume about 10 to 15 minutes into this rain delay, and everybody got together, looked at the radar, and went, hold up a minute. There is one more cell coming over the top. So the rain actually picked up for a fair amount of time, ended up blowing through, and we are ready to go in the top of the fifth inning. Hayes High leading 5-1 over Topeka-Seaman. A runner on and 2 outs. The pitcher, Brady Stewie, getting some warm-up tosses to resume this inning. To recap the fifth, Carson Spray flew out to center field. Dalen Swartz struck out. And then Ben Cranwitter singled, his second hit of the day. Brings up Dawson Von Felt, who's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Hayes High leads 5-1 following the 30-minute rain delay from 3:50 to 4:20. Throw to first and back in time is Ben Cranwitter. 2 outs in the inning. Over at the state track meet, they ran right through the rain. And the Hayes High Indians continuing to compete over there. The first pitch to Von Feltz inside, 1-0. Von Felt batting in back-to-back innings for a second time today. He batted in the first and second, did not in the third, now in the fourth and the fifth inning. Stewie checks the runner at first, Cranwitter. Checks him again, delivers to the batter, and he hits Von Felt. That is the second Hayes High Indian to get hit today. They've been walked 4 times as well. And for Von Felt, he has been hit by 6 pitches now this year. And that brings up, with runners in scoring position, Dylan Dreiling, who was 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles and a walk. He scored once and been left stranded. Runners at first and second with 2 away, top of the fifth. An opportunity for the Indians again with runners in scoring position to add to the lead. And Dreiling takes outside 1-0. Hayes High left 2 on at first and second in the second. A runner at first in the third, and bases loaded in the fourth. They did not score in that fourth inning. A play on at second. Cranwitter aware of it. Hops back over to the base, and the pitcher Stewie steps off the rubber. Out of the stretch, following the 30-minute rain delay. Indians 2 on, 2 out, top of the fifth, leading by 4 runs, and Dreiling takes high and away 2-0. You are down 5-1. If you are Topeka-Seaman, how aggressive are you getting with Dreiling, who's 2 for 2, and a swing and a miss by Dreiling, who nearly swung himself out of his shoes, ends up the third base line a little ways, and he kind of tips his cap at Coach Dustin Dreyer, maybe in a, I probably did a little too much on that one, and it's 2-1. Hayes High trying to add to a 4-run lead here at X Stadium, 5A quarterfinals. Cranwitter hops back to second place with the potential of a play on. The shortstop jumping around. And going the opposite way is Dylan Dreiling. It's hit to third, and now, the left fielder who bobbles it. That'll allow a run to score. An RBI single for Dylan Dreiling, who's 3 for 3 today. He went opposite field where the shortstop had been bouncing around towards second base, and he went right to the position that the shortstop had been, and Hayes High adds a run, leading 6-1 in the top of the fifth. Cranwitter scores for a second time today. Von Felt moves to second, and that brings up Garrett Wellbrock. But first, we're going to get a conversation on the mound, and is that it for Brady Stewie, the pitcher? Indian baseball today is being brought to you by Tammy Wellbrock with Girl Twin Solutions, RDH Electric, and Brungar Hauer CPAs. Stewie will remain in the game. He had not allowed a run to score, including the 2 runners he inherited in the second. He'd been flirting with danger all day, and now he faces Wellbrock. Garrett was hit by a pitch against Stewie the only time that he faced him back in the fourth. And I think we got Connor Dreiling as a courtesy runner at first base once again for Dylan Dreiling. Runners at first and second. Indians scoring a run in the fifth after the rain delay. Chopper third base side stays foul off the bat of Wellbrock, 0-1. Wellbrock drove in a run in the second at the time to make it 5-1. That was RBI number 22 for the junior in his first season on varsity. Stands in the back half of the batter's box. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 5th. Pitch from Stewie. Wellbrock takes a late called strike. 0-2. And now Wellbrock has to protect, trying to keep this inning going. That is Von Felt at second. Connor Dreiling at first, and Wellbrock fouls one away. Stay at the plate, 0-2. When the inning resumed, Von Felt was hit by a pitch with 2 outs, and then Dreiling, an opposite field single, scored Ben Cranwitter, who was on base before the rain delay, and then Wellbrock's called out on a pitch that looked to be well outside the zone. And that is the end of the 5th. Hayes High adds a run, 6-1, top of the 5th inning complete on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. In the top of the 5th leads Topeka-Seaman 6-1. And Dylan Dreiling back out onto the mound. Dylan has had to overcome a couple of interesting delays. Hayes High had a long second inning where they scored 3 runs, and now a rain delay, and he's back out on the mound. Hayes High 7 hits, 6 runs. Topeka-Seaman 4 hits and 1 run, 2 Topeka-Seaman errors, helping out the Indians' cause today. To lead off the bottom of the 5th, Andrew Kermer, who flew out to right field in his only at-bat, takes a strike, 0-1. Hayes High is already working through their 4th time through the order. And Topeka-Seaman hasn't completed a second rotation yet in the bottom of the 5th. High and tight to Kermer, 1-1. Hayes High has left 9 on base so far. Pitch misses the strike zone, 2-1. For Topeka-Seaman, they have left 3 on base, including runners at the corners in the 4th. Pitch from Dreiling, called strike, 2-2. Topeka-Seaman had runners at the corners with 1 out in the 4th and did not score. Dreiling agrees to the sign from Remington Cox. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 by Dreiling. That one across at 83, and there's 1 away in the 5th. Dreiling has struck out a batter in each of the 5 innings so far. Brings up Aiden Poulter, who struck the ball well in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Swings and misses here, 0-1. But he lined out to Carson Spray, who picked it off the turf for the line drive out. Pitch to Poulter, called strike, 0-2. Hayes High 4x100 girls team finishing 13th over at the state track meet. 4x18, 14th. The 0-2 from Dreiling. That one hit to Von Felt, who moves to his right about 2 steps, throws to first in time. There's 2 away in the 5th. The boys 4x1 relays getting ready to take the stage over the 5-6A meet that was 4 hours behind. Rain probably slowed down some of the field events, And that's what will keep that track meet going for a while today. To the top of the order, Micah Kobashevsky takes a strike, 0-1. Kobashevsky has struck out twice. He has 2 of the 5 strikeouts by Dreiling today. Struck out looking in the first, swinging in the third on 3 pitches. Half swing, it is not a full, it's 1-1. Dreiling delivers. That one fouled back, and it's 1-2. Dreiling has worked 2 3-up, 3-down innings so far in the second, third, and trying to do so far here in the 5th. The only time he hasn't done that is when Dagan Brewer has come to the plate, and he has 2 hits. Pitch on the way, and it's outside, 2-2. Dagan Brewer has 2 of the 4 hits today for Topeka-Seaman. Colden Howerton has the one of the other, and Cole Askew the other. Half swing, pulled back, 3-2. So Kobashevsky, the leadoff batter, trying to get aboard for the first time. Dreiling trying to work a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th with a 5-run lead. 3-2 on the way. That one was outside, and it's Dreiling's first walk of the day. On a batter, he was up 1-2. That'll bring up McLean Finley, who's 0 for 2 on a pair of groundouts. One to the shortstop, Garrett Welbrock, and one to the second baseman, Dawson Von Feltz. Out of the stretch from Dreiling, outside, 1-0. Dreiling could have potentially gotten out of this inning at under 70 pitches. That one was number 69. The 1-0. 2-0 on a pitch that got some of the Hayes High faithful chirping they thought was a strike. Runner at first, Kobashevsky walked on a 3-2 pitch count. Now 2-0 to Finley. On the way, bounces in, and a runner will go to second. As Remington Cox had to go all the way to the backstop to get the ball, and now it's 3-0. So what was starting out as a harmless inning has started to mount some pressure on Dylan Dreiling, who's pitching now after the rain delay of 30 minutes. Runner at second, 3-0 to Finley. Pitch on the way, outside, a 4-pitch walk, and Dreiling has walked back-to-back batters, and that brings up Dagan Brewer, who is responsible for 2 of the 4 hits against Dreiling today, and the entire infield going to talk with Dylan Dreiling. This is not a visit to the mound from the dugouts. If you are a competitor, you live for the big moments. I don't know, as a competitor, you put yourself into the big moment, but that is what Dylan Dreiling has done here. 2 quick outs and then back-to-back walks with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Hayes High leading 6-1. Dagan Brewer to the plate, who's 2 for 2, and he does not ever get cheated on a swing. Swings hard, fouls it away. He's 2 for 2 today with a double and a single. On the year, 9 doubles, a triple, and a home run out of his 21 hits on the year, including today. Pitch on the way. That one low between the legs of Cox. He'll pick it up and will not throw, and the runners advance to second and third. How much has the rain delay affected this 5th inning? Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Brewer at the plate with a 1-1 pitch count. Hayes High leads 6-1, but for how much longer? The pitch from Dreiling. That one chopped third base side. Spray on it. It's a fair ball across the diamond. Good throw, and the inning is over. Spray took his time. He had the time to throw out Brewer, and he did so. And the Hayes High Indians strand 2 more of the Vikings runners in scoring position. After 5 complete, Hayes High 6, Topeka-Seaman 1 on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Top of the 6th inning, Hayes High leading, and Dalton Dale gets hit by the first pitch of the 6th inning. That is the third batter that Brady Stewie has hit, and there comes the coach from the dugout, and that may do it for Stewie. Hayes High has been hit by 3 pitches, walked 4 times, struck out 10 times. Topeka-Seaman has 2 errors, and do we get a pitching change? I don't know. Yep, we're going to get a pitching change. Brought to you by USD 489, growing together. Back in a minute on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Eight hits, 19 strikeouts, and just 3 walks. He has a 1-0 record and 1 save on the year. And the first batter he will face is the first baseman, Dom Bainter, who's 1 for 3 today, also reached on an error, shows bunt, pulls back 1-0. Dale hit by the first pitch from Brady Stewie in the 6th, and he is lifted after 3 2/3. Allowed 1 run. He's responsible for the runner at first. Bunt, first base side. Vaughter up with it, and a slow throw was almost beat out by Bainter. He's retired on the sac bunt and moves Dale to second. And there's 1 away in the 6th. Then bring up Remington Cox, the catcher. 0 for 2 today with a walk and a pair of strikeouts. His first look at Bryson Vaughter. And left-handed pitcher out of the stretch comes inside. The catcher, Kermer, does a great job from keeping advancements of Dale to third base as he slid over and blocked the pitch. 1-0 to Remington Cox. The delivery, Cox, fly ball. Right center field. Running back is McLean Finley, the second baseman, and there's 2 away. Hayes High stranded 2 runners in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. They scored 1 in that 5th inning and lead 6-1. Hayes High has had runners aboard in every inning and left it at least 1 on base in every inning. They have littered the base paths today and scored 6. Brings up Carson Spray with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Deep fly ball out to left field. 0 for 3 today. Takes a breaking pitch at 73 that's called strike 0-1. Spray readies himself from the right side of the batter's box. Swings. Hits this one hard to center field. On the run is Kobashevsky. He will camp underneath of it and make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Hayes High gets a runner aboard, but leaves Dalton Dale stranded at second. After the top half of the 6th, Hayes 6, Topeka-Seaman 1 on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Topeka-Seaman at the state quarterfinals in Wichita. The Indians, Dylan Dreiling back out to the mound for the bottom of the sixth. He's worked around some trouble each of the last 2 innings, stranding 4 runners in the 4th and 5th. 3 of those 4 in scoring position. Dreiling at 75 pitches, called strike to Howerton, 0-1. His last out in the 5th was a big one. There were 2 outs when he walked Kobashevsky and Finley. And that brought up Dagan Brewer, who was 2 for 2. And half of his hits this year on the season were extra base hits. And that's a fair ball. The Indians, the ball hit the bat. It rolled into fair territory. The runner thought that he was hit by a pitch. Dreiling picked it up to throw to first. Dom Bankter thought the player was hit by the pitch. And I think it's going to be ruled an infield single. It is. Howerton thought he was hit by the pitch. It is ruled an infield single. Hayes High had a chance to get an easy out at first and didn't complete the play. So that brings up Cole Askew, who's 1 for 2. Howerton, by the way, 2 for 1. Pitches low to Askew, 1-0. Well, Hayes High doesn't need anything crazy to happen. In the bottom of the 6th, leading 6-1, trying to make it to day 2 of the state tournament to face Andover Central, called strike to Askew, 1-1. Askew hitting .519 this year. We had a 30-minute rain delay, and what crazy things can happen after that. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss by Askew, 1-2. This is the first time today that the Vikings have had their leadoff runner aboard. It comes in the 6th, and now the ball gets past Remington Cox on a wild pitch, and it's 2-2 with the runner moving to seconds. Now this is where Dylan Dreiling needs to buckle down, find that rhythm with the runner at seconds. Nobody out. Askew, who's 1 for 2 today at the plate. The pitch from Dreiling, the 2-2, fouled away. So Howerton was behind in the count, 0-1. Pitch came inside. It hit the knob of the bat. Howerton thought he was hit, was jogging to first. Dreiling knew that the umpire called it a live ball, but Hayes High didn't have anybody covering first base. The pitch on the way. Pulling back on the bat is Askew, and it's 3-2. Dreiling worked around 2 on and 1 out in the 4th. 2 on with 2 outs in the 5th. Now full count with 1 on and nobody out in the 6th. Dreiling at 83 pitches. The 3-2 to Askew, fouled away. And this at-bat will see an 8th pitch, the most of any at-bats by a Topeka-Seaman Viking today. Dreiling has 21 pitches to get through the next 6 outs if he wants to go for a complete game. Something that Dreiling has done twice this year. Off speed, fouled away. Dreiling went 7 innings, complete game against Great Bend earlier this year, and Manhattan in the championship game of the Diamond Classic. Went nearly 9 full innings in the regional, but that was across 2 games. The 3-2 again to Askew, outside, and Dreiling has walked 3 of the last 5 batters. 2 on, nobody out for Bryson Vaughter, the pitcher now, and we're going to get time. And Coach Dustin Dreyer is going to go out and talk with the infield and with his pitcher, Dylan Dreiling. The true value of what has been learned in the classroom is applying it every day with summer activities around the corner. Positive sportsmanship is a valuable lesson to remember. Good sports are winners any time of the year. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Hayes High Sports Network. And student activities play a major role in the education of thousands of young people every year. The Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Hayes High Sports Network believe middle and senior high school students deserve a chance to participate free of drug and alcohol influences. Working together to achieve that goal, we support programs to eliminate drugs from middle and senior high schools. School activities make a difference. The meeting is adjourned on the mound, 2 on, nobody out, with Bryson Vaughter, who has struck out looking twice and is now the pitcher in the game, at the plate. Hayes with a 6-1 lead. Dreiling at 86 pitches here at X Stadium. The delivery from Dreiling. Low, 1-0. That rain delay, you wonder how much has affected Dreiling, because he has not quite had the same accuracy from before. That one outside, 2-0. He walked 2 with 2 outs in the 5th. He has walked one of the 2 batters that he has faced here in the 6th and essentially hit or came up and in on the other one. Runner going for third, the no throw to third, and a stolen base for Colden Howerton. The pitch was called a strike, 2-1 to Vaughter. Stolen base for Howerton, number 7 on the season. So runners at the corners, nobody out in the bottom of the 6th. Hayes leading Topeka-Seaman 6-1. Seaman has stranded 2 runners in each of the last 2 innings, 3 of the 4 in scoring position. Pitch high and tight. Dreiling wanted the call. It's 3-1. Vaughter, the designated hitter, has driven in 21 this year, 4th best on the team. The 3-1 from Dreiling out of the stretch is a ball, and the pitch gets away from Remington Cox, and a run will score, and it's 6-2. Dreiling has walked his last 2. The last 3 have reached. And what does Hayes High do? 91 pitches now for Dreiling. Askew to second. Vaughter aboard. He will have a courtesy runner for him. It is Braden Varner. Braden Varner has scored 11 runs this year. Dreiling in a jam in the bottom of the 6th. 6-2, Hayes High with the 4-run lead. Dreiling down to his last 14 pitches and struggling to find the strike zone. First 3 in the 6th, all reaching. A single and back-to-back walks. Pitch on the way from Dreiling, called strike, 0-1. Well, if nothing else, Dylan needs to try to get himself and his team out of this inning. The 0-1 from the left-handed junior on the way. That one hit to left field. In the air to Jack Fields, running into foul territory. He will make the catch for the first of the inning. Fields with the catch in foul territory, and Cauley is 0 for 3 on 3 pop-ups. Then bring up Andrew Kermer, the catcher, 0 for 2 with a pop out to right field and a strikeout in the 5th. He bats for back-to-back innings for the first time today. Runners at first and second. The Vikings with a run across already, and Dreiling steps off the pitching rubber. Dreiling down to his last dozen pitches. You're allowed 105 in a game, or in a day. The pitch on the way from Dreiling inside. Remington blocks this one, and it's 1-0. Dreiling was cruising along, ran into a little hiccup in the 4th, again in the 5th, and now a run across here in the 6th. The 1-0 to Kermer, called strike, 1-1. That one at 83 miles an hour. This inning started with a single for Topeka-Seaman by Howerton, their 5th hit. Then a pair of walks and a wild pitch scored a run. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Dreiling checks second, delivers home, and it must have been low. 2-1. Dreiling working on keeping that pitch low. Trying to roll one up here for the Hayes High Indians, who have not turned very many double plays this year. The 2-1 delivered. That one a called strike, 2-2. Winner faces Andover Central, the number 1 seed, who's 22-1 this year. They beat St. James Academy, the 8 seed, 6-0 in the first game today. Now a play on at second, but no throw. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Hayes leading 6-2. 1 in the first for Topeka-Seaman, now 1 in the 6th. From the stretch, Dreiling on the way. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes is Kermer for a second time. 6th strikeout for Dreiling, who is at 98 pitches, and for all intents and purposes, this could be his last batter if the inning ends with Aiden Poulter, who's 0 for 2 at the plates. A line drive out in the 3rd, grounded out to second base in the 5th. 2 on, 2 out, runners at first and second. Poulter swings and misses, 0-1. Indians give up a run on a single, a pair of walks, and a wild pitch here in the 6th. Pitch number 100 from Dreiling. This one to Poulter, swing and a miss, 0-2. Bottom of the 6th inning, Hayes will get a chance to add runs in the 7th, but they need to get out of this. Dreiling with the sign from Remington Cox. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. Pitch delivery misses, 1-2, and Hayes High faithful thought that there was a strikeout looking on that one. From our vantage point, it looked a little outside. Dreiling again. Shakes off Remington's sign, agrees to the second. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 6th. 1-2 pitch count. Delivery from Dreiling. Low, 2-2. And this will be Dreiling's last batter. He is at, coming up, 103 pitches. A bulk of those here in the 5th and 6th. The 2-2 from Dreiling. Poulter fouls it away. Still 2-2. Poulter hit a line drive to Carson Spray in the 3rd that was picked up off the turf just before it hit. And then grounded out to Dawson Von Felt in the 5th before then Dreiling walked back-to-back batters and got out of the inning. The 2-2 on the way. Poulter back to Dreiling. He'll glove, run it over to first, toss underhand, and the inning is over. Hayes High gives up a single run. To the 7th we go. Hayes High leads Topeka-Seaman 6-2 on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. Good Times Motorcycle, Worth Family Dental, Worth Wealth Management, and Midland Marketing. To the top of the 7th, Hayes High trying to add some runs after giving one away in the 6th. They're up 6-2 on Topeka-Seaman. And at the plate, Dalen Swartz. First pitch called a strike from Bryson Vaughter, who is the designated hitter. and now the third pitcher today for Topeka-Seaman. Swartz has struck out 3 times. Pitch from Vater, misses. 1-1. Now, while Swartz has struck out 3 times, the first time a passed ball got him on first, and he eventually scored. Called strike 1-2 from Vater. Starter Monell won an inning and a third, giving up 5. Brady Stewie, 3 2/3, gave up 1. Hayes High leads 6-2. The pitch high, and it's 2-2. Dalen Swartz at the plate for a 4th time. Then Ben Cranowitter to the top of the order. Swing and a miss. Swartz down on strikes for a 4th time. That is Hayes High's 11th strikeout of the game. The first for Bryson Vater. And at the plate, Ben Cranowitter. He has been a thorn in the side of Topeka-Seaman today. 2 for 3 with a pair of singles in the 9-hole, and twice after those singles came around to score. At the plate from the right side, the pitch to Ben Cranowitter, called strike 0-1. Cranowitter's 3rd multi-hit game of the year. Now 16 hits on the year. Pitch to Cranowitter, misses. 1-1. Hayes High trying to advance out of the first round of the state tournament for the first time since 2000. The pitch Cranowitter takes at 82 miles an hour, 2-1. Hayes last placed in the top 4 in 2000 when they were state runners-up. The pitch to Cranowitter. Breaking ball stays way up and outside, 3-1. The boys' 4-by-1 results coming in from across the way at Cessna Stadium as Cranowitter walks and is on board for a 5th time. 8th free pass for Hayes High, 5 via walk, and 3 hit by pitch. Hayes High boys 4-by-1 finishes in 3rd with a 43-67. DeSoto 1st, St. Thomas Aquinas 2nd, Hayes High 3rd in what appears to have been a great race. Brings up Dawson Von Felt to face Bryson Vater for the first time. Pitch low to Von Felt, 1-0. Von Felt has been aboard twice. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out, a strikeout. He's been walked and scored and been hit by a pitch. The pitch on the way, called strike on the outer half, 1-1. 2 games yet to go here at X Stadium. This already in an hour behind because of weather today, then a half-hour rain delay in the middle of this game. Bryson Vater out of the stretch with a runner at first. Pitch on the way, that one low to Von Felt, 2-1. They're also working on getting the field events over at Cessna Stadium going again after some rain delays for those. Pitch on the way to Von Felt, called strike, snap throw to first, not in time. And Von Felt even in the count at 2-2. Jordan Dale in the high jump has pretty much guaranteed himself a medal. Now jumping at 6'4", and Von Felt punched out on strikes. 2nd strikeout of the inning for Vater. Hayes High's 12th strikeout as a team. That brings up Dylan Dreiling, 3 for 3 today with 3 singles. He's walked once, scored once, and driven 1 in. And he's tied for 10th all-time with 33 hits in a single season. Swings over the top of a pitch, 0-1. Hayes High trying to add back the run they scored, that Topeka-Seaman scored in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hayes High leads 6-2, top of the 7th. Pitch from Vater, runner going, and it's a hit to the shortstop, who's up with it, turns and throws, and the inning is over. To the bottom of the 7th, Hayes High tries to advance out of the first round of the 5A state tournament for the first time since 2000 after this break on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. scoreboard shows 104 pitches for Dylan Dreiling. One of the umpires came in from the field and must have said something about the pitch count. Coach Dustin Dreyer pointed to the scoreboard that shows 104 pitches, and the home plate umpire ruled that Dreiling does get that one more batter. You get 105 pitches. If 105 occurs in an at-bat, you get to finish that hitter. Dreiling has gone 6 innings. The last 2 innings, though, or the last 3 innings, he has stranded 6 runners. 7 have reached. And at the plate, the leadoff hitter, Micah Kobashevsky. 0 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch misses. 1-0. Dreiling has walked 3. Check that, walked 4. And struck out 6. Kobashevsky at the plate has one of those walks and 2 of those strikeouts. This called a strike, 1-1. For Dreiling, the 4 walks matches a career high that has occurred 3 times, twice this year. Pop-up on the infield. Dreiling, the pitcher, into foul territory, calls for it, retires the batter, and that will do it for Krannawitter, who gets a round of applause from his teammates, and they'll need a pitching change. Brought to you by USD 489, growing together. Back in a minute. Hayes High leading 6-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Before we take the break, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Let's to you by USD 489, growing together. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Hayes leading 6-2. New pitcher Dalton Dale, after Dylan Dreiling goes 6 1/3, reaches the pitch limit. 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. McLean Finley the first to face Dreiling. First pitch misses, high, 1-0. Finley against Dreiling, 0 for 2 with a walk. The 1-0 delivery way outside, 2-0. So the shift brings Dale to pitch, puts Dylan Dreiling in center field. Ben Krannawitter moves over to right where Dalton Dale was. Dale, a right-handed thrower, pitches outside, 3-0. Dalton in his 9th appearance. This is his 7th relief appearance. 4.0 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 10 runs, 8 earned. The 3-0 called strike, 3-1. Dale has allowed 15 hits in 14 innings, walking 10, striking out 13. He pitched the final inning of the regional championship against Valley Center to get Hayes here. The 3-1 misses. 5th walk issued by Hayes High, and the leadoff runner aboard for just the 2nd time for Topeka-Seaman. In that inning against the Valley Center Hornets, in that regional championship, he struck out 2 and held on to a 4-0 lead. And now the first baseman, Dom Bainter, in to talk to Dale. That'll bring up Dagan Brewer. Brewer 2 for 3 today, a double and a run scored in the first, a single in the fourth, and then grounded out with 2 in scoring position to end the 5th inning. Brewer does not get cheated on his swings, called strike 0-1. Dale made 2 starts this year, but for the most part has been in relief, playing right field, third base, and pitcher. This one, foul ball, right side, out of play, 0-2. That pitch from Dalton at 80 miles an hour. His longest appearance came in a start against Heritage Christian this year, where he pitched 4 innings. Got the win that day. One of his 2. He has a save as well. Pitch on the way, off speed. It fooled the hitter Brewer, who at the last moment stuck his bat out and fouled it away. Still 0-2. Dale's previous pitch was 80 miles an hour. That one was 67. And Brewer just got his bat on it. Dale, again, out of the stretch. Checks in with Remington Cox. Runner at first. Pitch on the way. That's hit to opposite field. And a diving catch by Ben Cranawinter in right field saves a hit. If he doesn't make the catch, it probably scores a run, as it would have rolled all the way to the right field wall. Ben Cranawinter with a huge out in right field. Play of the game material right there. And 2 outs. Colden Howerton to the plate. 2 for 3 today. He has driven in a run. He has scored a run. Hayes High leads 6-2. Dale out of the stretch. The pitch high to Howerton, 1-0. What a play by Ben Cranawinter. You could tell about 4 steps in he was going for the diving catch. And what a moment for Cranawinter, the senior in right field. The pitch from Dale called strike, 1-1. Indians trying to advance out of the first round of the state tournament for the first time since 2000. They try to do so as the 5 seed. The 1-1, that one's hit to Von Felt. Underhands it to second base, where Wellbrock records the out, and Hayes High has moved on out of the first round of the state 5A baseball tournament at X Stadium. They win 6-2. The win goes to Dylan Dreiling. Dalton Dale will not get credit for the save, but what a performance by Dale, and he keeps his pitches at 12, which means he can throw on the second day. Hayes High now 18-3 on the year. They will move into the state semifinals tomorrow at 11 o'clock to play against Andover Central, who won 6-0 earlier today. They will play the number 1 seed, and the Hayes High Indian baseball season continues for a second day and 2 more games here at X Stadium in Wichita. We start our post-game show next on the Hayes High Sports Network, powered by Herman Physical Therapy. All right, get